What's up, boys? Today we're going to be checking out the Castle of Alchemists 1.0 release. It's like a mix of an action RPG and Orcs Must Die, I suppose. So this is our first level right now. We've got enemies. You can see they're pathing over to there. Can we like maze up the stairs here and send them up here? It looks like you can't build on the stairs. That's kind of unfortunate. Would have been cool if we could made a wall like up here so they would have to go all the way up and then around. So I guess we'll just build some of these, since they have a pretty big area. Kind of disappointing we can't really maze that much here. And then we'll toss some spike traps over here. It sounds like there's some elemental synergy since they conduct electricity. I don't have anything for that yet, but I'm sure there will be some sort of combo effect for that later on. So it seems kind of limited in what we can do on the first level. Here's our little mans up here. We've got two different weapons. A shotgun fires a blast of a bunch of pellets at close range, and then we can also go into a two-hand hammer for a big melee hits. You can do a charged attack, which is a limited resource but massive AoE. And then also the shotgun has a long cooldown ultimate attack that just absolutely nukes everything over there. Can I stop him right before the end? I think we got him. Okay, let's do another charge attack over here. Oh yeah, we also have a little grenade skill, and then we can set up our own little timer trap right there. That'll shoot at random bullets once they run over top of it. Let's see, how many charges do I have on that thing? It looks like I'm out of them. I didn't look at where those are shown. Okay, so if you die, it looks like you respawn after a little bit of time, but it's not the end. So we got more resources to build stuff. I guess we'll just do some more traps into that little line, and I'll play a little bit safer this time. I was kind of curious what would actually happen when you die, though, since it's been a while since I checked out the demo. Okay, so I think those are the charges for the hammer, so we get 3 of them each wave, it looks like. We do have a healing thing, but I was honestly pretty curious what would happen. Each of the weapons has a bunch of different stats, and you can actually craft your own weapons and sort of customize your stats a bit with those as well, once you unlock that stuff in the base. Toss a grenade over. Oh, that does not travel very far, I guess. Can we change the camera effect? That's a little bit jarring when you're moving around a lot. Should probably use the healing thing there. Alright, let's swap over to the hammer, do some big AoE there. Toss a grenade over there now that we're actually in range. Set up a trap for these guys. So that's the first stage, only 2 waves on the very early ones. We'll probably get some new unlocks after each wave. And it looks like there's 5 different elemental types where we can combine stuff. Physical, ice, acid, electric, and fire. Trap damage, tower damage. Bellator is, I'm assuming, the hero there. Item damage. Oh, we got the sprinkler trap oil, it looks like. Apprentice Gilbert has been rescued. Armamentarium Commander, I've never seen that word before. They wish to talk with you. Headmaster responsible for your mutation cycle. We dedicated this chamber to your personalized need for mutations, combat training, and gears. Here you can review the details and select your mutations or combat training. Greetings, Commander. I'm grateful for your rescue. I will be responsible for crafting experimental warfare that will aid you on the field of battle. So it looks like we can craft a new hammer. There's a 40% chance for tier 2, 35% chance for tier 3, and 20% for tier 4. Oh, we have to click on that. Here you can choose which schematic to use as a base for crafting. Each schematic can produce various versions of the same item with different abilities. From here you can select the materials to use for crafting. Choosing higher quality materials increases the chances of producing a higher tier item. You can scavenge these resources on your missions. A single recipe can support multiple types with different functions. You might change the type from here. When you are ready, you can craft the item from here. If you don't like the item you make, you can recycle it for half of the materials back. If you keep the item, it will go to your inventory. There's an inventory limit of items you can keep. You can see how many items you have in your inventory from here. You can equip combat gear from here. There's a limit on how much weight you can carry. You can check your carrying capacity here. You can change your consumable and shoulder cannon types from here as we unlock more types. So the shoulder cannon is the ultimate, and then the healing syringe is the consumable. I'm guessing we'll probably get like a damage consumable or something at some point. You can dismantle unwanted items by dropping them here. We can recover half the resources spent on the item. I highly suggest crafting a new blast hammer, Commander. Any item we create will surely be better than the equipment you currently have. Can I create a new shotgun though? So those are what we need to craft them. I have 4 out of 16? Or that's how many it uses when it crafts. Okay, so we should be able to do one of each then. Oil puddle on hop. Free core activation. Core restore on kill. I'm not sure what cores are. Those might be the... Oh, allows you to use your melee weapon's alternate effects. Okay, that's the charged two-hand attack then. So we can sort of swap between them and use the big AoE a bit more often then. I think. Oh, I have to accept that. And we got a tier 3, okay. And we got a Blast Hammer 3 stamina, absorption, core damage. So the super attack will be a lot stronger. We can use it more often if we weave in the shotgun a bit. Not sure what absorption is. Stamina is, I think, dashing. Sounds good. So we'll go equip those now. Oh, it gave me 2 hammers. Even though I selected a shotgun one time. So this one has cluster bomb and fire explosion. Okay, I wonder if we can do a dashing build with that. That sounds pretty interesting. So fire explosion on acrobatics, apply slow 10%. You got only a tier 1 there, I guess so. Oh, that one has cluster bomb and fire explosion. That sounds cool. Oh yeah, let's see if we have the new trap. Applies oil to enemies and leaves an oil puddle, so we can add that to the loadout, right? Yeah, there we go. And you can see the variants here. You'll need to unlock them, but each of the damage traps seems to have 3 of those. Barricade just has the 1. So this is one of the super towers we can build. If I could maze around that, that would be cool, but the hallway seems pretty narrow. We start over there and then probably go over to here. It takes a while for the path to update, it seems like. Let's see, we have 420 blaze it. How much does that cost me? Down to 310. I'm just not really sure you can maze a ton. We could, like, send them up here a little bit, buy us a little bit of extra time, but I just can't really maze around that thing, it feels like. So, with the new weapons, we definitely want to try and dash over them and see if we can do the fire explosion synergy with that, see what happens. We can slow them down around the bolt thrower, at least. Then I guess we'll just toss some random spike traps behind them as they're slowed down. Oh, acrobatics might be if you like go up a cliff or something? Not exactly. Yeah, it seems like up a cliff actually. Okay. But it looks like it did set that on fire. So we can kind of do a combo there by going up and down that cliff. Yeah, it seems only when I go up or down, maybe. Oh, did I set myself on fire? Why is this scream like that? Alright, let's get the hammer out, use a charge attack over here. And the hammer is tier 3 anyways, so probably better damage for now. Set up a little trap there. Can we set this off with a grenade? It doesn't look like it's... Oh, they actually throw fire at me as well. I wonder if they'll light the oil. Doesn't seem like it. That's disappointing. The oil is very not combustible. Only the dash seems to set it off. So yeah, I guess all we can really do is set up more stuff on this path then. I guess we'll do a little bit of a maze up here. We can sort of funnel them around that, I suppose. Now we'll have to loop around that a little bit. We can set some oil up here. Then we can have some traps directly behind that. Oh. Actually, let me sell that. And then put a ceiling dart trap up here and a big AoE. I think that'll be a bit more effective. And then that's all the resources. Oh, can I use my own barricades to do an acrobatics thing? It doesn't look like I'm dropping any bombs from the weapon I have. Is it really just the one thing there? Like, the oil fire combo is so fun, I just want to do that over and over, but it's actually kind of hard to do right now. Maybe we'll get more options for it later on. light some fire over there? No. Okay, we got some over there at least. Feels like the grenade should light the oil, right? Or cause an explosion or something. Saw trap, and I think that's the one ability in the explosive flask. Deals continuous damage when activated, conducts electricity. Sounds like there's a lot of electricity combos, but nothing to go with it yet. Let's see what the mutation things are. Improves your critical chance by 5 and damage by 20% additively. Level 5 reduces the effects and duration of impairment on Bellator by 50%. So I guess we're a space marine or something. Dodge chance increased to 8%. What do these cost me? I can't see any cost over there. Like, we have resources, but it doesn't say what it would take to level it up. Cooldown of vials. Duration of clockworks? I don't know what that is yet. Damage of booby traps. Radius of turrets. Elemental damage. Physical. Stamina cost of melee. Critical chance of ranged weapons. Stamina, kill 3 enemies in 3 sec to gain 10% HP back once per 15 seconds. Oh, that would be pretty helpful. Kind of taking a lot of damage right now. Weight capacity is increased, acrobatics cost reduced. Total hit points, 4 damage absorption. I didn't see what that costed me. We still have 1,000 of whatever that is. Okay, it costed me 1 of the points right there, it looks like. So these must be used over here then? I can't level these, and I can't tell what they cost. Weird. Oh, we can craft an explosive flask now, okay. Cluster throw plus 2 sounds cool. Cooldown? That seems really good. 10% bleed chance? Oh, we can actually have multiple grenades. That's really cool, okay. Have the grenades together over there. 10.5 cooldown, 13.5, almost double the damage. Same radius. Wow, that's crazy. So now we got a kind of grenade build going on. I think my biggest complaint so far is that there's just so little room to, like, maze. Let's see, here I think we could send some barricades to funnel everything over to this area a bit. We can basically extend this path and send them into the same area, I guess. We could maybe go over here as well. Can't even build over there. Did that change the path over here? I'll have to wait a second for it to update. Okay, yeah, so we can go like this then? And funnel them into the same path and extend this one a little bit. And then we'll try out some saw blades. That actually seems pretty cool. I guess that kind of only affects that side right now. Oh, you know, I should have made it up to this side, actually. Do we get full price back? 25? Yes, okay. So we can go like this to funnel them into one area. And then we can have saw blades in that area like that. Then we can have an oil trap covering the entire area. I feel like I might be spending too much on the barricades, but they're just like the most fun thing changing the path, I feel like. Toss our little extra trap out here as they're entering the oil. And we can throw our double grenades now. Oh, they can actually slice me over the wall. Why is this guy running? Oh, they can actually interrupt my attack too. Jesus, these guys are strong! Why are they so strong already? My god! These guys are immortal! What is happening? Another grenade? I'm just dead. These guys are insane! How many did we leak there? Jesus. I guess we'll extend that a bit over to the side so that we can force them through more saw blades. And then the oil trap has a big enough AoE, it will still hit them a bit. Can we rotate the saw blades? Okay, nice. So we can go like that. Then probably toss another oil trap here. No, let's get some more damage. Those guys are so tanky. Set up some of those, the entrance, and then we'll start whittling them down before they get there, so that we'll be able to use our cooldowns a bit more. sword's hitting me so far over the wall there? That's kind of strange. Charge attacks. God, these guys are so freaking strong already. Dude, ultimate, Jesus. I don't understand. These guys are immortal. I can't do anything to them. Maybe we wasted too much money on the barriers and you're just supposed to kill stuff? I don't know. So I guess we'll do just a few barriers to funnel them into one line. And then we'll build all traps in this area. We can do an oil trap out here, slow them down a bit, and then another one up here. And we'll just focus on trap damage, I guess. Okay, looks like we can't use abilities or the gun over that thing. Charge attacks in there. Try to knock them back onto the saw traps. Why is he just running past me like that? Toss out the ultimates. They're so tanky already on the second level, man. Or is this the third level? And we have enough for a barrier or a spike trap. I guess we can make the area that the saw traps are in a little bit wider. Since we kind of have to kite over to the side anyways. Hammer, see if we can just constantly knock them back onto the saw traps here. Oh, I can actually just keep knocking them back, although that guy's kind of cheating. I didn't realize you could just keep knocking them back in one area like this. Okay. Although some of them just randomly slip by somehow. I literally can't hit that guy for some reason. So I guess that's what you're... Oh, I completely missed this tower before. Oops. Could have had something cool there. Okay, that would have made stuff a lot easier. Did I miss any other huge towers? Looks like no. Then let's get another oil trap up here to keep them constantly slowed. I guess all we can really do is keep building damage traps in here. Try and keep them in that little area with the saw traps. Oh, the ballista makes a huge difference, okay. Yeah, it went from almost impossible to actually easy now, so don't miss the supercharged towers, I guess. That is way more manageable with the ballista. Ooh, our first electric source. Payload trap core. Oh, we got a modification for the shooter, or the saw tower as well. It's great to see you awake from your hibernation, Commander. We need you more than ever now. I'll operate the towers in the workshop. When you unlock more tower plans, we can build different kinds of them. You can choose variant versions of each tower here. You don't have to put towers in your loadout. We'll bring enough resources for each tower to the mission. Just choose which variant you want to use and find a good place for them in the mission. Not all parts of the castle have a suitable base for a tower. Oh, so those replace the ballista tower then. Electric travels on conductive ground. I kind of want to see how that works. Looks like we have that automatically. Oh, that's a different trap entirely. I thought that was a modification for it. Saws that run through enemies till they hit a wall. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Impaler trap gore. Single target trap if it kills prime self with the cadaver and detonates, dealing heavy explosion damage. So we don't have any points here. I can't get anything else, it looks like. I don't know what these things are for then. We could still use another consumable or active skill, right? 1.5 weights? No, we don't have enough capacity for that currently. It would be cool if we could make like a bunch of mechanical traps and just lay those where needed on the level. But we'll probably unlock those later on. So we have like a branching path now, it looks like. An endless level against ever-increasing adversity to scavenge resources. Okay. New apprentices sounds like me. Well, let's try it then. So they start over here and just go over to here. Like, if we could build on the stairs and funnel them up here, that would be really cool. I just don't see why it's so limited on where you can build the barricades. You can't really even maze here. We can build 4 across. There might be a way to do something with that, but it's just so expensive. Like, I feel like the best thing to do is you just funnel them into one tiny path and then shoot saws all the way across that. It says that goes all the way through, right? Well, let's try them back here and see if it works like that then. And an oil trap to slow them down. Does it count as acrobatics when I jump over my own barricade here to let us ignite the oil? Looks like no. Okay, I don't know what acrobatics is at all then. I guess we don't actually want that many, since they won't travel in that line if I do too many there. Can you get full resources back on every trap, no matter when you sell them? Looks like yes, okay. So what if we, like, alternate between these two? So that they have to, like, constantly run in a line between them anyways? And then, like, fill in those areas with barricades? Let me see where the line updates here. Yeah, I guess that should work. And we can have an oil trap every once in a while to slow them down on top of that. And then just sprinkle some ceiling traps in there for some extra damage. It's so weird that they just run past you like that sometimes. I don't think we can fit anything over there. They'll attack the barricades. We're gonna have some in this area though. all off that side so that they're funneled through this path. Then another oil trap to keep them slowed here. Literally just sprinting past me in all of the traps. Trap serrated explosive barrel. Deals damage and applies bleed when it hits, conducts electricity. Sounds like it's exactly the same, it just adds extra bleeding. Let's take a look at the graphic there. Yeah, all the stats are exactly the same. 150 damage? Yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't just use that one then. Explosive barrel, was that like an equipment item? Booby trap that explodes when triggered. 1.5 weight is kind of heavy right now. 15-second cooldown. Explosive barrel 2, bleed, weight reduction, decreased cooldown. Physical damage that cannot be dodged, 25 damage per second bypassing all resistances. Got one more point there. That's percentage base, so we might want to upgrade the base HP a bit. Do I spend the points over here as well? I still don't know what clockworks are. Oh yeah, you spend the points on both trees then. But yeah, that's Castle of Alchemists. Fun little mix of like an action RPG and like Orcs Must Die. I think my main complaint is that I wish there was a little bit more room to like maze around the map with the barricades. It just feels very restrictive with how common the stairs are, where you can't build at all for some reason. But overall, pretty cool. I love the very customizable loadouts. We could make another flask and have an absolute ton of grenades. Or later on, I assume you'll get a schematic for the mechanical traps. You could have a bunch of those and just have some temporary traps you're constantly placing around the level would also be pretty cool. Sounds like you'll eventually get a different ultimate to choose from as well. Probably some type of damage consumable. And we can also get those once we have some more weight capacity. But that's going to be it for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.